If Ukraine were to hypothetically receive the best American fighter jet F-35, Ukrainian aviation could act as an offensive force, not just a defensive one. This is what former US Army officer and military analyst Brent Eastwood writes on the pages of 1945. He noted that the Ukrainian military aviation showed itself well in the war with the Russian Federation, but the Ukrainians have never dominated the air. The expert believes that the main reason for this is the obsolescence of the aircraft that the Ukrainian Armed Forces have in service. Even the F-16s received from partners are old versions that cannot fire modern long-range missiles. Therefore, they are mainly effective only against enemy drones and missiles, the analyst says. In order for the Ukrainian Air Force to be able to play offensively and not just defensively, they need significantly more modern aircraft. For example, the best serial fighter of the US, which is supplied to allies as well, the F-35. Of course, obtaining such aircraft would be a difficult task, not to mention the need for extensive retraining of pilots, ground personnel, and airfield infrastructure. F-35s in Ukraine would certainly anger the Russians. They would view these aircraft as a threat that could tip the balance in the air war. So if Volodymyr Zelensky wants to start peace talks soon, the announcement of the F-35 purchase would hinder these efforts, the analyst writes. In his opinion, in any case, the Ukrainians would hardly have time to send the F-35 into battle. The war would most likely end earlier. However, these aircraft could strengthen the Ukrainian Air Force, which will patrol the demilitarized zone after the signing of peace. If the F-35s had theoretically made it to this war, one of the main concerns would have been the potential loss of this very expensive aircraft in combat. That would have been a disaster, the analyst writes. The author of the article is convinced that Russia would launch a major PR campaign, inflating its victory over the F-35. Even worse, if the wreckage of the plane fell into the hands of the Russians and they got the opportunity to study the latest American technology. The F-35 Lightning II is a fifth-generation multi-role fighter aircraft developed by the American company Lockheed Martin in cooperation with several NATO countries. It is one of the most advanced combat aircraft in the world, designed to gain air superiority, strike ground targets, conduct reconnaissance, and perform special missions. It is known as a representative of the stealth generation of American aircraft. The aircraft is often criticized for its incredible cost, which reaches $100 million per unit, and the difficulty of maintenance. In particular, Elon Musk has criticized the F-35, calling these aircraft too expensive and morally obsolete in the era of drones.
European Union Chief Ursula von der Leyen pledged €50 billion of artificial intelligence investment in Europe at a summit in Paris on Tuesday, taking the total investment in Europe to €200 billion. Today, I can announce that with our Invest AI initiative we can top up by €50 billion, so thereby, we aim to mobilize a total of €200 billion for AI investment in Europe, she told an audience which included Chinese Vice Premier Zhang Guoqing, US Vice President J.D. Vance and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. According to Associated Press, with the global public both excited and worried about the power of AI, von der Leyen stressed that AI is a force for good as long as its benefits are widespread and accessible to all. She also described the European approach to AI as cooperative and collaborative. The summit underscores a three-way race for AI supremacy: Europe striving to regulate and invest, China expanding access through state-backed tech giants, and the US under Trump prioritizing a hands-off approach. The AI summit has drawn world leaders, top tech executives, and policymakers to discuss artificial intelligence's impact on global security, economics, and governance.
I hear that Europe is late to the race, while the United States or China have already gotten ahead. I disagree, because the AI race is far from being over. Truth is, we're only at the beginning. European AI is cooperative. It brings talents together from different countries, from different sectors, from different backgrounds. It is that same spirit of our collaborative approach to science which has produced many a breakthrough and a huge pool of talent. Just think about Horizon Europe. I welcome the European AI Champions Initiative that pledges 150 billion euros from providers, investors, and industry. And today I can announce that with our Invest AI initiative, we can top up by 50 billion euros. So thereby, we aim to mobilize a total of 200 billion euros for AI investment in Europe. We will have a focus on industrial and mission-critical applications. It will be the largest public-private partnership in the world for the development of trustworthy AI. We fully support the AI Foundation that is being launched today. AI can be a gift to humanity, but we must make sure that its benefits are widespread and that its benefits are accessible to all. We want AI to be a force for good. We want an AI where everyone collaborates and everyone benefits. This is our path. This is our European path. Thank you very much for your attention.
The soldiers of the Russian army have demonstrated their destroyed military equipment on one of the main supply routes near the city of Pokrovsk in Donetsk region. Since the road on which military cargo and personnel are transported is under the control of kamikaze drones belonging to the Ukrainian army, the invaders call the area the Road of Death. Among the equipment destroyed by the explosions of Ukrainian drones were armored combat vehicles, as well as military trucks and vehicles carrying ammunition. As can be seen from the footage distributed on Telegram channels, some of the equipment have just been hit and still burning. The Russian soldiers, moving quickly along the road, are trying to quickly move away from the area and not become targets of Ukrainian drones.
Опять не выстрелил!